Yeah, I probably should commit what I have now edit, because I need to keep track on about what I'm changing. I think I'm going to make it yet another branch. Currently in branch uniform buffers. Let's make I think switch would work. Create, I think, is the right thing to do here, or hello Pierre. Let's call this yeah, the race condition. So now I still have the same div, but I'm on a new branch, so I can just blindly commit everything, I think. Yeah, well, whatever. Race condition is yeah, hello. Oops, I have a lot of untracked files. I'm going to add those as well. Okay, remove all the rest. Troep is Dutch for junk. So I don't have to look at it when I delete it. To know it's clean, nothing. So let's begin. The problem is that if I run this, then we run into a core dump from this line. It is an assert that says SetIndexHint is equal to 2, or, well, since it's assert, it is apparently not 2, so it's probably 0 or 1. And then it must be reversed between in and out. So if in is 0, out must be 1, and the other way around. And that's not the case. While if I change, let's go to source tests, cd uniform buffers, window.h. If I change this to 100 milliseconds, then that does not happen. Yeah, I'm very bad with certain names, so I'll just call you Paul. Hello, Paul. If now I run it, oh, that's a first. It still crashes in the same line. Huh? Let me increase this to 200 milliseconds. Panic. Okay, that's better. Now my device locked up, the GPU locked up, so I'm not sure if this influences the stream. It does. Oh, that's not good. So my GPU locks up and then OBS stops as well. So there's a huge hiccup in the stream. Maybe I should fix this first, so I don't run into that a lot. Anyway, by having this sleep here between these two tasks, they do not run in parallel anymore, and therefore the race condition is not there. But yeah, the GPU still locks up. So let's try to fix that and have a working application while I have this sleep. And the problem that it has is hopefully just this validation error. The script set 1 encountered the following validation error. At VK command draw time, attempting to validate draw state for binding number 1, and which is an invalid binding for this descriptor set. Okay. Let's run it in the debugger. Did not lose my device. That is good. So I called here, I hope. Oh, I didn't call it. It's an assert fail. I thought I hoped I would get the validation error, but it's again this assert. Holy moly, why? Frame 7. That's not very nice. Well, I guess I'll just make this ridiculously large. How about start with a full second. Well, at least now I get a validation error, which is different than before. It's going up in the stack until I get to the actual vulkan call, function call, which would be this one, but that's still inside the header. Let me go on up. So So now I'm in my own file, and we are trying to create a graphics pipeline. And there is simply a problem with whatever I'm passing here. Is create info, I suppose. Now the sun is shining, really. Hold on. Damn it. When did I call? Just once. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the sun is shining more or less on my monitor. Yeah, it is too late. I think it's too late now. It's a quarter or two. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I'm going to call a friend, ask if he comes here or not. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I had an appointment with someone to go play chess somewhere outside, and he thought that it was the weather was not good. The weather is excellent at the moment, but whatever. Maybe next week. And I really have a problem that I cannot see my monitor with this weather. The weather is too beautiful. Ridiculous. Okay, anyway. Should build that in somewhere. Yeah, this is hard to read. It's nice of GDB that it prints pointers, but I'd rather have my own debug output. So hopefully that was printed. I think that's this one. That's the one. It's a lot. Might as well turn the music off because there's always vocals in it, which I cannot stand. So no music. What is here? Well, it's a bit much output. Maybe it's me, but I don't see the pipeline layout. This swap is okay here. So 0 is swap is mapped to 1. And 1 is mapped to 0. Also here, 1 binding 1 is mapped to 0 binding 1. So this is how it should be, therefore the assert did not fire. Okay, here we have the pipeline layout. I think that's just the pipeline layout that's being used, right? Although we did find it in the cache. So what I really should do is look for the previous time that this was called. I think it would be more safe. Just want the bloody handle of the pipeline layout. Here's the layout. I'm blind, as usual. Okay, that's that thing. Let's highlight it. I guess I can also click on an arrow here, but you don't see any arrow. Is this up or down? That was down, I guess. This is up. Nope. I could turn the that's down. This is up, I think. This is up. Ridiculous. There we are. Layout has been created. Great pipeline layout was using this. Let me remember that. Entering create pipeline layout, passing descriptor handle layouts, 3. And that gave us this this handle that we're going to use then later on. Now I need to know what these are. Well, let's see, the first one is just highlight it as well here. With handle. Yeah, created object m descriptor set layout binding 1, so that it should be the top. Descriptor count 1, 0 as a uniform buffer. No, it doesn't say top. It just really should be the case. Kind of makes sense. This is the first time that we get there, and then the order should be top, left, bottom. There is no way to distinguish left and bottom in that case, so I'll just leave it at this. Thank God the sun is going a little bit away. See my screen again. Going to find this one anyway. This is yeah, it's just some reason there is no mention of the TLSL ID. Okay, let's say this pipeline is created top left bottom, which means that these last two, they are even the same. They have only binding 0 for a uniform buffer, and this one has binding 0 for a uniform buffer and binding 1 for a texture. And then the validation error was shader uses this scripter slot 1.1 but not declared in pipeline layout. So apparently some shader creating pipeline. Yeah, we have two shaders. This one and this one. Well, it should be this one because that's a fragment shader. I must say, I'm not sure. Okay, so it's up, down. Well, created object uniform buffers test pipeline corrected base shader input data and the modules 1 with shader whatever. I guess that is related to this one, which uses set1. Yeah, so the 1.1 comes from the fact that we have this. In the shader, but the returned pipeline layout uses 0, 1. There is no 1, 1. Yes. I'm afraid I have to split up the pre-processing and the compiling of the shaders. Yeah, let's grab build shader. I was looking at another web page, looking at chat again. Okay, yeah, hi Dante. Jordi, there is no purpose of this project. No, the first goal is to make it work, and then if I get it to work, I can write 3D graphics programs. So, not sure what I want to do then. Yeah, so let me think. This is being called from, for example, here. And the crash happens, or the assert happens. I think even after this function. Yeah, and assert happens in this line. Which is in pipeline generate. Pipeline factory generates. And the shaders are compiled in this line here, initialize. But I don't have to wait until it crashes. Or do I? I have to make this task a lot more complex, if you ask me. I just split everything up more and more. Currently I am compiling the shaders inside initialize. But then at the moment I compile the shaders, I pin myself to the certain set and binding values. And I want to change those later on. So the big question is really, when do I know what I want to use? And that happens when I look up pipeline layout in a cache. Apparently that happens more here. here. Now at that point I already have realized the descriptor set layouts, which is not possible. I realize mean they are created. So that is also, what is the word? A commitment. So imagine I do not have realized the descriptor set layouts yet. Well, these things are just half finished. Then I think I can still do this find, because that ignores the part that it makes it realized. I have to split this function into finding out if I have it in the cache and the rest that it is doing. I think yeah, the try and place means that if I cannot find it in the cache, I'm creating it, and if it is already in the cache, I do nothing. That is a return what is already in the cache. But if I can find it, so I do nothing, then I have to go back and maybe make changes before I can, well, I'll do previous stuff, which is, it's kind of confusing, because if I find it in the cache, I also already have all the handles of the descriptor layouts, which I can just reuse. Except the shaders. They're still different. But that only matters once the pipeline itself is being created, not for the pipeline layout. No. So I have to split up the pre-processing of shaders and actual compiling. So first we pre-process, then I look up or create descriptor sets, then I look up in the cache pipeline layout, then I have a translation map, which I then apply, and then I can compile the shaders, and then we can create a pipeline. Something like that. It's all very complicated. Now where shall I start? With this function, or shall I just start chronologically? At the beginning where I'm looking for, so that would be the pre-process step. I'm not feeling 100% sure that this is correct, which is annoying. But okay, so we do pre-process. Then I do, let's call it try in place. No, not try in place. Just look up. I think. I do a try in place. Try in place descriptor layout. Then we do lookup pipeline layout in cache. This gives us set binding map. Then we do, I'll use that map, whatever. And then I can do compile shaders. Well, then let's do realize descriptor layouts, and then do realize pipeline layout. Does this look like it would work? The big difference here is definitely that currently compile shaders is done at the same time as the preprocess, so it's basically moved to the second place here, while it should be done after using the map, which I get after looking up stuff in the cache. Okay, so we have some intermediate state that is produced by the preprocessing, which then must be kept until we do the compile shaders. That would be a good question to begin with, I think, to ask what that is. What is the output of preprocess that is being used by compiling of the shaders? I'm going to okay, you know, guys, I have been, I said it before, it's almost like my life is negatively influenced by all these viewers, because more and more often I feel like I cannot stop streaming. But I'm looking out for myself a little bit more today. The sun is fucking shining. I cannot even see my monitor, so I'm stopping the stream and I'm going for a walk. At the same time, the sun was going away. No,